Thank you, and I do want to thank my colleagues for their very thoughtful and mostly fruitful contributions. The Honourable Abigail Boyd, the Honourable Jackie Munro, and of course Minister Jackson. Look, in terms of Abigail Boyd's contributions, these are very valid questions, and I will undertake to get the member a briefing regarding the skills audit. Has a skills audit been done in terms of the transfer to the renewable industry and the jobs of the future and where we need them? Will the courses be subsidised? I think the answer is yes, given what they're doing out there currently with medical gas and mechanical services, but I'll get back to you on that. In the case of TAFE, it's important that we do not see this as a zero-sum game. The government is very, very conscious and in fact went to the election on a platform of restoring TAFE to its former glory. The intention is not to supplant TAFE. The intention is to fill the gap where TAFE has been denuded of that capacity over the last 10 years under that government. So there is a gap in the ability of TAFE to provide this training, and I know that was the case for medical gas and mechanical services. It's the same for hydrogen. So we're using these private providers to step into that space until we can bring TAFE up to speed. It's certainly not the intention to supplant TAFE. In terms of the Honourable Jackie Munro's contribution, she's quite correct that this was modelled off the Queensland initiative, and we're very proud to take exemplar projects from our interstate Labor colleagues who, while we were in the wilderness here in New South Wales under a Liberal Conservative government, we needed some ideas from those Labor states, Victoria and Queensland, while this mob were gutting every institution they could get their hands on. So we make no apologies for taking their lead. In terms of the date, I can assure the member that there is an ambition to complete it by 2027 or thereabouts. And if the member so desires, I'm happy to take her out there for a tour of the facility in the near future. And when the project is completed by that date, let's all go out there. And when the construction is complete, perhaps the member will have the grace. Perhaps the member will have the grace to come in here and compliment us instead of giving us a backhand slap and saying she supports the motion. So this is a great project. It's a good initiative. And again, it's another example of Labor actually doing while this lot talked for 10 years and gutted our skills and denuded TAFE of the capacity to provide what we're now providing.